Hello everyone, welcome to another great adventure over here on RJB Wildlife. On this adventure we are here at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park where I'm going to be updating you guys on the construction progress of Elephant Valley. So if you're ready for another great adventure, let's go. So I want to start this morning off by heading down to the balloon to see if there's any update on the availability. The last time we were here, the balloon was completely inoperable as there was a major construction project going all the way around it. So we're going to go down there to check and see if that thing is available. All right, this is the moment of truth. Will we be able to get up into this thing today? So this is actually really interesting. They went through an entire overhaul of the balloon safari as this undercarriage area is completely different as it is now void of all of the animal artwork that was surrounding the bottom. They, however, didn't paint the faded logo on the balloon itself. There was also a brand new fence around the entire perimeter. It used to be just kind of metal posts. Now it's this entire wooden fence and actually looks pretty good and thematic to what this is supposed to emulate, which is a hot air balloon that you would see on the savannas of Africa for safari experiences. So there is one other major development here that I want to touch on now before we do the state of the park here in a couple weeks. And that is the fact that Lion Camp is closed and it's going to be closed for the entirety of the month of June. My understanding of this project is that they are replacing all of the log posts on the walkways. And I was actually able to get a shot right here of the actual construction zone on the Africa Tram side of Lion Camp. So as far as the paths for Elephant Valley are concerned, they are in the middle of connecting the herb garden area over to the rest of the experience. And from the looks of things, it looks like it's going to be a winding path down to the restaurant or into some of the other educational and interactive areas that are going to be a part of this attraction. One of the really cool things that's going on with this project is the fact that we are starting to see the complete layout and how you are going to be able to traverse this experience. The entire center pathway has been paved, everything going up to that little hut that is going to be kind of a little chill zone or even interactive education area, and even some additional spots have been paved on the other side of the crossing that are going to lead in to the main central hub. All of the work currently seems to be centered around all of the path work that is surrounding this exhibition. We already kind of talked about the center dividing path, but they are working on all of the path work surrounding the building, as well as everything that connects to the central point of this experience leading over to the rest of Africa with Lion Camp. And that center dividing area is basically done. They may need to do some horticultural work surrounding the pathways, but in all essence, that's done. One of the coolest and biggest parts of this update is the fact that the Eastern Yards pool is starting to get some details. Now they're doing something similar that they did over in the Western Yard, except on a smaller scale. They're going to put a big rock formation kind of in one spot, and it's going to divide the pool so that there's two different entry points for the elephants, as well as provide some extra detail for the guests as they observe this more naturalistic habitat. Now there is still a lot of work to be done in the Eastern Yard. They haven't even started on that back portion yet, as the pool right now is the main focus for the habitats. Western Yard's done, completed. They're still working on the off-habitat area, which should be done pretty soon. Once that's done, they can then proceed to the rest of it. But again, the pool in the Eastern Yard currently is the main focus, and when that's completed, we'll start to see the rest of it start to snowball. Also, it's worth pointing out, I am hearing rumors of this new kind of glass viewing area for Elephant Valley, and it's going to be centered around this nice little rock structure that's on the middle pathway. So don't know too much what that's going to be like. I do have shots of it here from the herb garden area. This brand new viewing experience could be a paid experience where you kind of get to see elephants eating and all this other stuff as care specialists do it, or just a impromptu go walk up and see if they're up at the glass. Now, it is one spot, and it is entirely rare that they're going to be right up on it, especially since it's right next to one of their off-habitat areas, and it's in the Eastern Yard. So if you're having them all in the Western Yard, you're not really going to have that viewing experience. So it's a little bit questionable. However, kind of exciting that you're going to be able to get eye to eye with an African elephant. Currently down here by the main building, they are working on this new little shed type of structure. My guess is this is going to be some staff facilities that they're going to be able to use, like on brakes and the like. But there is a lot of pavement work being done surrounding the building with the hopes that that can then link up to the rest of the path work that is being done surrounding the pool and even going into the next area where the Eastern Yards pool is going to be. And another thing I want to point out is that the path that connects to the Roar and Snore restrooms, they are also putting in some planter boxes that are going to be part of this experience that kind of immerse you into the world of Africa, which is a really neat touch because it shows the amount of detail and the attention to detail that the safari park is putting into its new attraction. This thing is going to transform this entire facility, so it's important that it shows the amount of detail, dedication, and care that this herd of elephants that came from Africa deserve. That's going to do it for today. If you had fun on this journey, please hit the like button. And if you would like to embark on future adventures, please consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell. And until next time, I hope to see you all again on the next adventure of RJB Wildlife.